We are strongly in support of House Bill 1348. This is one of our top priorities this session because there is a safety crisis in this state. I want to first thank the joint authors of this legislation, Representative Lambert, Representative Vo, and Representative Johnson. We really appreciate your support on this. This is the quintessential bipartisan bill. I mean, it touches just about every Texan because we spend so much on our cars and on our car insurance. And you've heard from small business. This is the small business bill, and we are privileged to be shoulder to shoulder with them on this. I know you've been receiving some letters from some of the opponents of the bill, and I wanted you to have a packet of letters from 1,100 Texans all across the state. You got their names and their addresses in strong support of this. We've gotten a big response from the public. They understand the problem. Mr. Chairman, we spend over $20 billion with a B a year in auto insurance premiums. It's roughly 3 times the size of the homeowners market. And we expect for insurance companies to cover us and to repair the car to the pre-accident condition. That's the legal standard under the case law. I am very proud of working with this industry. I actually embedded with them. I toured their shops. I've heard with my own ears what the insurance adjusters are telling them. Yes, we see that there's this manufacturer safety bulletin that says that you need to replace the steering gear. I personally agree with you. This is the adjuster speaking, but corporates overruled us. We don't have a problem with the customer coming out of their pocket, but we're just not going to pay for it. Steering gears, safety systems on cars. I can confirm that we had multiple meetings with Commissioners Einfalt and Belsnyder at TDI. Frankly, I was disappointed, but the response back was, we can't do anything, and you need to go to the legislature. And so nothing is going to change. And Marcia and Matthew Sebashan and people across the state are going to continue to be subjected to safety concerns and crises unless the legislature acts this session, and we have the power to do that. This is a very narrowly tailored bill that's been brought to you by Representative Clardy. This is not the California approach. It's not even the Wyoming approach. And we are a nonpartisan nonprofit, but I will name check Republican Governor Matt Mead in Wyoming, who adopted very strong pro-consumer standards here that said no insurer shall directly or indirectly require the consumer to pay any difference in price if the consumer elects to use OEM parts in the repair of the vehicle. Consumer doesn't have to come out of pocket to get the OEM parts. That's Wyoming. We're not doing that in this bill.
That might be the first time in my 7 sessions that I hear a California and Wyoming example coupled together. That's interesting.
And I'll tell you, Wyoming's better for the families of their state and of this state, their approaches. But that's not what we're doing in this bill. That's not what Representative Clardy's doing. If your parts are truly like, kind, and quality, LKQ, you shouldn't have a problem with this bill because you can use your parts, but you have to show that they've been tested. And to your precise question, they have to be crash tested. And there's a difference between component testing and whole car testing. And so if you've done that, if you put that time in, you put that money in, frankly, and you've proven that your parts are safe, use the parts. And you heard from some of the witnesses, they're happy to use those parts at that point because they know they're safe. One of our activists said it best, as lawyers often, we know the real people say it better than we do. He said, it's cheaper to repair the car the right way than it is to repair the person. So if we fix these cars safely, you will avoid tragedies like what befell the Sebashan family. So just the human and moral cost in that, but just dollars and cents bodily injury, we should see those numbers go down, which will drive lower insurance rates. We've heard that the cost right now is de minimis if you buy from one of the few companies that offer an OEM endorsement. So it's not going to drive rates up. It will drive rates down.
Wrap up, partner, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
let me end on this. Mr. Tracy flew here from his daughter's bedside in Pittsburgh. She's in a medically induced coma right now. She's being treated in Pittsburgh. You have his presentation. You have it in electronic form, a PowerPoint with crash test video in it. I would direct you to slides 10 and 11 because it shows in those comparison crash tests, this was performed at one of the 3 NHTSA facilities in the country, as rigorous as it can be. The loads on the neck, 100% more energy loads on the neck with the aftermarket part car. Loads on the femur, 800% more. This is energy being directed into your body. So it has been conclusively proven. Rates of safety. This is an incredibly consequential bill. We've heard such compelling testimony today. I've been moved to tears by the folks that have been testifying on any number of issues, but they're all touched by this issue. Safety's job one. We ask for your support, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Members, are there any questions? Thank you so much, Ware.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.